Guys, it's me, Liina Cee, and I'm going to be showing you today how to use the composite King Owl file that's on my Etsy store. You will see here that this is my final image with the artistic retouching that I added with it. But today I'm just going to show you the simplicity of it and how to add in your own subject so that you know how to use the file. So I will show you the image that I started with. That's my model, and I have cut her out. I only need the top half of her. And then this is the file that I added her into, that you can see. And that's the artistic retouching over the top. So I'm going to go ahead and take my model and place it into the King Owl file. And then I'm going to start to drag her into place. And I think there's about good. And I'm going to drag her underneath the lace skirt file. So if we zoom in, we can see what's happening here. I'm going to hit Command T so that I can maneuver her a little more. So I'm pretty happy with that, and I'm going to hit enter, and you can go ahead and blend her with the lace skirt, so just by putting a layer mask on there, and I'm going to use my razor tool set to a fairly low opacity, and I'm just going to go ahead and mask that in. Alright, so I'm not going to really go to too much detail. It's just so you can get a basic idea of how this file works. And the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to take my owl layer here and actually I'm going to take my flower rope and owl layer and have them both highlighted. I'm then going to hit Command T, and that's going to move everything all at once. So I'm just going to place it where I feel it looks the best. So you want it to essentially be over that hand. So I'm happy with that. I'm just going to zoom in where that hand is, and I'm going to just choose my flower layer. I'm going to put a mask on there, and I'm going to use my eraser tool set to 100% opacity, and I'm just going to erase over the model's hand, and then I'm going to, with a black eraser tool, bring back where I want those flowers to be. So you want the fingers to be visible so it looks realistic. Okay. So let's have a look at that. I'll zoom out, and you can see there that the hand looks like she's holding onto that rope. And you're also able to use this part of the rope down here. Say, for instance, if you had a model that had her hand down, you could then put the rope in that hand too. But this model is like that, so we will leave her as is. So that's pretty self-explanatory what I've done there. You can then use your extra flowers. So if you turn that layer on, you'll see 3 little flowers appear down here. You can move those to wherever you wanted. So I've just hit Command T, and I can drag these flowers up here, wherever you want to put them. So if you find gaps that need filling in, or you'd like to cover something else up, you can use those. Command J, and that will give you a duplicate layer, so you can have multiple flowers in there. So I'll just turn that layer off. Your foreground flowers are the ones here in front of the skirt, so I'll turn that off and turn that back on. So you can play around with that as well. And that is literally it. That's how easy it is. Obviously you want your model to be somewhat matching. So if your subject has a white top on, that I think would be ideal for this sort of a composite. But I mean, you can play around in Photoshop and get, if your model's wearing something coloured, you can change that up as well. And then you just go ahead and add over your textures and your colours, play with your colours and actions, and achieve something similar to this, or however you want it. That's how I've got this look, is just by playing with my colours and textures, actions, and all of that sort of stuff. Yeah, so, and your lighting as well. So make sure your subject's lighting is suiting the background as well. So I hope that's helped you guys out, and enjoy using this beautiful background and PSD file. I hope you get lots of use out of it, and keep checking back in my Etsy store for new composites. Thanks, guys.